Have you ever deliberately and consciously walked into a room and the next minute you're wondering, why did I come here? You're wondering, did I come here to pick something? Did I forget something? Was I supposed to do something? Yes, these are questions you definitely ask yourself. And no matter how beautiful arranged that room is, you might really not feel satisfied until you've discovered the reason why you stepped into that room. Hello, book lovers. Welcome to this episode of Book Review with Shalom, a place where we dive into the world of books, thoughts, and ideas. This is the month of March, and we will be looking at books that talks about purpose. We want to understand the concept of purpose. What is purpose? How do we discover purpose? How do we walk in purpose? What are the things we need to know in order to accomplish purpose? And on this episode, we'll be reviewing a book that was written by a Nigerian author, a public speaker, a business consultant. He is also the convener of Purpose, Entrepreneurship and Leadership Conference, an annual conference that holds in the ancient city of Kano. He is no other person than Ola Barnabas. Ola Barnabas is an amazing writer. He has written several books to help young people out there to understand the concept of purpose, to understand how the real work works. But in this episode, we will be reviewing, drumroll, In Search of Purpose. Yes, In Search of Purpose is one exciting book I've read in this season that has blessed my life tremendously. This book talks about the concept of purpose entirely. Some of the few things I love about this book is first, the simplicity of the book. The author was able to communicate his idea in a simple way that everybody who picks this book will be able to understand. One thing I love about the book is the illustration the author gave in this book. He gave illustrations that will be able to help you understand this concept better. And these illustrations are not far from us. They are things that we see on a daily basis, we interact with on a daily basis. So I would advise you to stay tuned to this video to look at some few things I've learned from In Search of Purpose by Ola Barnabas that have been a blessing to my life, and I want to share with you because I care about you. The first lesson I have learned from this book is purpose is the thing that defines our existence. Yes, purpose is what defines your existence. Everybody out there has something that should define your existence, that should be the reason why you're here, and it's worth fighting for. It's what you giving all your best in order to accomplish. He said a man that has not discovered purpose is wasting away. Yes, if you have not discovered purpose, you're wasting. You're just preoccupying, trying to do a lot of things because you're not really hitting the reasons. There are really not so many things to do. There is one thing to do, and if you have discovered purpose, you would find out that you would narrow your life towards that direction in a way to fulfill purpose. He also said a lot of people are preoccupied with their jobs and trying to make ends meet that they forget to find satisfaction. He said that no matter what you do, if you're not working in purpose, you might not really find that satisfaction that you need to find in doing that thing. So you need to discover purpose early. Also explain to us that discovering purpose early is vital. Yes, it doesn't really mean that if you're getting elderly and you still have not discovered purpose, there is no hope for you. There is hope for you, but it's important that you discover purpose early so that you'll be able to walk in purpose early. He said there are 3 basic questions you should ask yourself in the journey of discovering purpose. The first question is, who am I? Really, who are you? I'm not asking you about your name. I'm asking you about you. Who are you? A lot of people answer this question by giving their names, but the author is saying no. Your name is not what defines you. Your purpose is what defines you. So when somebody asks you, who are you? Yes, sometimes they might be asking of your name, but the real question is, do you really know who you are? There is a need for you to discover yourself. There is a need for you to know yourself. The second question is, why am I here? If you know who you are, then why are you here? What is the assignment you're sent here to do? You shouldn't just know who you are without knowing why you're here. So you should be able to ask yourself, who are you and why are you here? And the third question is, where are you going? Yes, where are you really going? Do you know where you're going, or you're just hoping that life or luck or something would happen to you? You should be able to answer those 3 questions if you are in your journey of discovering purpose. Another lesson is you were created to create. Yes, You should know that you were not just created to be a consumer. You are also created to create. You're created to bring your ideas. You're created to make things happen. Humans are not just to consume. Humans are created to also create. So are you creating or you are consuming? I think you should ask yourself this question. And to understand that concept better, I suggest you get a copy of this book. Now, the last two things we'll be discussing on this episode is purpose is a path and not a destination. Yes, you don't get to a certain place and say, oh, I've gotten it all. Every single day it keeps unfolding. So I advise that you start from where you are, because as you proceed, it keeps unfolding. You don't just discover purpose in a single day and say, oh, you have all the answers to where you're going to, who you are, and everything. You keep unfolding to yourself. You keep unfolding to people around you. You keep unfolding to even the vision you have. Every single day it keeps unfolding. So remember that purpose is a process and not a destination. There is no place that is tagged purpose. It's a process, and be patient enough to go through the journey of purpose. Sometimes the last can be overwhelming, but the first thing you need to know is to identify your distraction along the line of purpose. A lot of people have distractions. There are things that distract people, and what distracts me might not necessarily distract you. So identify your distractions and deal with your distraction. If you're on the journey of purpose, remember that you would encounter distraction, but you need to be able to deal with those distractions and also know how to cope with pressure. Your journey in discovering purpose might come with a lot of pressure. A lot of people might seem to be way ahead of you. A lot of people might seem to be doing what you think you're doing, and you think, oh, we're doing the same thing, so I might not necessarily succeed. But learn to cope with pressure. These are some of the things you should learn to deal with in your journey of discovering purpose. So I have not really spoken about the purpose navigation system, and I know you would want to know about how to navigate purpose, the systems that will help you to navigate purpose. If you want to do that, I would advise you get a copy of In Search of Purpose by Ola Barnabas. Please read through this book. And if a man doesn't know where he's going to, everything looks right. But when you know where you're going to, you would be definite about the steps you take. I would advise you get a copy of In Search of Purpose by Ola Barnabas. If you want to get a copy of this book and you don't know how to get a copy of this book, chat us up on Instagram at Book Review with Shalom. We will deliver this copy to you. If you're outside Nigeria, do not be afraid. We can deliver in or outside Nigeria. So just chat us up and tell us you want a copy of In Search of Purpose by Ola Barnabas, and we'll make sure that the book gets to you. Remember that a man who is not fulfilling purpose is wasting. Thank you so much for staying tuned to this episode of Books Review with Shalom. I had an exciting moment with you, and I believe you also had an exciting moment on this episode. Remember to like, subscribe, and share, and turn up your notification button so that you can get notified when another exciting episode come up. See you on the next episode. As my French friends would always say, au revoir.